Hi, for this month's Make Craft, we're going to teach you how to make a book flower out of an old book. In your kit, you will find a book that's already had its cover removed, and you'll see that it has a cut in the spine, and then we've marked the halfway mark on the book. You'll also find a liquid glue pen, a button, and a marker. The first thing you have to do with this is we're going to take the end of the book and we're going to color the short ends of the book with the marker. Now we've just put in a random color in your bag. If you would prefer a different color based on where you're going to use your book flower as decor, you're welcome to use your own marker. We just dropped one in there in case you don't have one. I'll be back once I have mine colored to show you and show the next step. Okay, so now I have both of the short ends of the book colored, and this is just going to help the petals on my flower stand out. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, or you, like I said, you can choose different colors. The next task is you're going to need to take a pair of scissors and cut each page of the book down the middle, and eventually the goal is that these two halves of the book are going to come apart. I'll get mine done and I'll be back to show you. Once you have finished cutting all the pages in half, the book will come apart because we already pre-cut the spine with a saw before we gave you the kit. So you'll have two halves of a book. And the next part we're going to do is make the petals. So what you'll do is take a portion and it will end up looking like this. Now, how thick you want to make your petal edges is up to you. This is kind of a rather thin one, or you can do a thicker one, something like this. The key is we're going to use this glue pen that we put in there. Let's see if I can open it with one hand. Of course I can't. The first time you use this, you have to unscrew this little end, and there's a little cap in there keeping the glue in for the first time. So you want to make sure you take that out and put it back on. So this works really neat. You just squeeze, let's see if you can see it, and the glue's going to come out the end. So for each section that you're going to glue, you'll run some glue on it. I'll do this one here. And you just kind of lightly squeeze the glue pen while you're doing it. I'll put it on there. And then you're going to take your section and glue it in on itself. And you want to kind of line things up so that the page edges line up with the end of the book. And you're just going to do that over and over and over again until you have all the petals made. Now each half of the book is going to make half of the flower. One of these will be the top half and one will be the bottom half. And I'll show you what that looks like when I get my first half done. Okay, I have to say I was quite surprised. And when the example I had done earlier, I made my petals thicker, and that only made one half of a flower out of each half of the book. This one I did mine thinner, and it made an entire flower. So, bonus, I will make sure I put more buttons in the kits, and I'm going to take a piece of twine and tie around the outside just to hold it together while it dries. I'll be including some rubber bands in the kits. I don't happen to have rubber bands at my house. And then I'll make sure I put in two buttons. So if you do thinner petals like this, you can actually make two flowers out of your book. Awesome. Okay, here we have the final finished product. We have a full flower with a center. For those of you who have thicker books, it looks like you can make one flower per half. For those of you who might have books with fewer pages, you'll need to make a half of a flower, you know, like this, out of each half, and then glue those together. Works pretty much just the same. And then when you get done, just glue your button into the middle, like the center, and let it dry. And then you have a beautiful book flower to set somewhere in your house or use for decoration for a party or whatever you choose. Hope you have fun with this project.